Welcome back, I'm Paul, and it's Sunday, so it's time to go through the 12-pound barrel, see how things are looking in there. Alright, looks like I had quite a bit of water in there last week. Didn't have quite a variety of stuff in here, so that's pretty nice. A lot of different things. All right, we've got some petrified wood there, and some blue tiger eye, amethyst, and rose quartz, and some other things. A lot of Mexican crazy lace in there now. Big piece of petrified wood. We got one piece of mookaite still hanging out in there. I had to cut a piece off of it, and I think it's probably going to be ready to move on this week. Our big petrified Arizona petrified wood. Bunch of littles down in the bottom. It's petrified wood and amethyst and crazy lace. Lots of colors in there now. I like that. All right, I'll go through that and see what's ready to move on, and we'll take a look at some of it, and we'll look at the stuff we're going to use to fill the barrel this week. All right, this week we've got that big piece of white quartz that we're going to pull out. It has one little dirty spot right there, but you can see that it goes in there a long ways. So I'm just going to pull it out. We've got a lot of rose quartz and amethyst, and a couple of pieces of blue tiger eye that are going to come out this week. They're all looking good and ready to move on to the next stage. So that's all the stuff that's coming out. And this week we'll look at, this is the stuff that I took out last week, and I cut it and saw because it had flaws right down the middle, or things that would take a long time to tumble away, and some different stuff like that. Just getting rid of some fractures and stuff, so speed up the process. So this stuff has just been tumbled a few weeks, and it's, like I say, I cut it on the saw, so it's ready to go back in for another week. I think a lot of it will be done after a week or two now that I've cut the flaws off, so we'll see how they look. And we'll look at some of the things we've been rolling. Here's two of our big pieces of petrified wood, and they're starting to look pretty good. I've had thoughts of cutting this top off with the saw because there's a big crack in it that it's hard to get in the camera, but you can kind of see it right there. I thought about cutting that off flat and getting rid of that crack, and it would speed that process up. And on this one, there was a lip on this one that I was thinking about cutting off, but it's kind of wearing away now, so I don't think I will. So those are going to go back in for another week. And then we've got our big piece of rainbow petrified wood from Arizona, and that's starting to look pretty good. It's got a few flaws here and there, but it's, as a whole, it's starting to look a lot nicer. So we're just going to keep tumbling that. We're going to look at a couple of the pieces of blue tiger eye. They're starting to look really good. This has got some, I don't know, I'm still debating on this. I think the brown needs to come off the top because it's softer and it wears away. And it'll end up looking like this, where you just keep the blue tiger eye out of the middle part of it. So those pieces, that's got just a little bit on the top there I'd like to get rid of, but they're going to roll for another week. And we've got this banded rock that I found locally, and I don't know what it is, but it's starting to look really nice. It's hard enough because it didn't wear away real fast like some of the other things I found and tried to tumble. They just wear it away really fast, but this one isn't. It's looking pretty nice. There's just a couple little things that I'd like to get rid of yet, and we'll move that on to the next stage. There's another piece of the blue tiger eye that we were just take a look at. It's looking really nice. That stuff's going to look really cool when it's polished. I'm pretty excited. It's got a little bit of the brown on the top here that I still want to get rid of. And then this is one of our pieces of petrified wood that we had cut, and it's got the really cool wood grain to it. This one's got some kind of an agate seam or band. I wouldn't call it a band. I guess almost more like a seam that's kind of running through it there. This white stuff is agate. And it's looking pretty nice. I don't know if I'm going to tumble that till it's all the way smooth because it's looking pretty nice, but it's going to go another week at least. It's got a couple other little things I'd like to get rid of, but that thing's looking really cool. I like the look of that. That looks really nice. And then I've got a few pieces of all the crazy lace I've been putting in. That stuff seems to be pretty hard, and it rolls for a long time in coarse grit, but I'm just going to show you some of the cool bands in some of these pieces. This crazy lace has just got some really neat stuff going on it. There's one. I pulled out a couple of them that got some really neat looking stuff on them. Got a fly on there. That one looks really nice. This one's got some pretty cool bands going through it. I like the ones that got the blue lines and the whites and everything all banded in there. That one looks really nice. This one's got some pretty cool stuff going on with it too. Lots of bands in the middle there. But you can see it's really rough yet. So that's going to take quite a few weeks to get it to the point. This one looks really nice too. I like that one. It's almost got like quartz or something on the top. But it's got the bands rolling through it. That one looks really cool. And then we've got this one. This has got some pretty neat things going on with it. That's the cool thing about this stuff. It's all of it looks so much different and everything's so unique. Every piece of it is totally unique. And then I pulled one last one here to look at. This one's got a pretty cool, it's got a hole in it right there, so we're not going to get rid of that hole, but we'll smooth the rest of it out a little bit. But that one looks really cool. It's got a lot of neat stuff. All of that crazy lace to me is really awesome. I like all of it. So there's all the new stuff. And I think this week, to fill room in the barrel, we're going to add some more of the petrified wood that we have cut up. And we'll go with that. And I didn't pull anything out to be cut on the saw this week because my saw is in the process of being moved. I built a new frame for it, so it's getting moved over to the new frame, and I don't have it up and running yet. So I'm not going to even pull anything out to cut to try to get rid of some of the flaws. We'll just let it tumble another week. So we've got everything in there, and we've got our 14 tablespoons of the 4670. And that's ready to go for another week. And I did make contact with the manufacturer on our flat lap that we have ordered, our vibratory flat lap, and they said they've been waiting on motors. But they said as long as things go as planned, they should be shipping out next week. So hopefully within another week or two, we should have that coming along. And we have a bunch of stuff set aside that we're ready to do on that. So go ahead and give the video a like and consider subscribing if you haven't, because we've got a lot of cool stuff coming up. And other than that, that should do it for the week. Thanks for watching.